down the side subject. Canon memory.
Sorry, one sec. So, top of the mountain, wait for it.
Let me finish this beer and I'll crack another one.
Yeah, you gotta catch up.
What we should probably do is do a shotgun for the Viking. I gotta drive home. You'll be fine.
I'm fine. Here, I'm gonna let. What we'll do is I'll probably let you finish because I only have about half this one. I'll probably let you finish it, but I'll shotgun with you.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, side story. No, wait, should we shotgun first and then I'll finish the story? Yeah.
Are we gonna be able to remember? Okay, so you're at the top of the mountain with Abe and his girlfriend. Here, I'll prep this for us.
Oh my gosh.
Here, get the top a little started.
No, bro. I went to college.
Oh my god, I haven't done a shotgun in ages.
I haven't either. I'll probably throw it up.
While you're doing that, I'll tell you about the Canon. So I looked up, you know how it stopped filming on us, right?
Yeah.
I looked it up. Why is this fucker, and I couldn't adjust. I was trying to figure out how to adjust the record time. As it turns out, they make them stop at an arbitrary time on purpose because it's not a camcorder. It's a fucking, they want you to go buy a camcorder.
Those fuckers.
So it's a fucking, and they all do it. All the manufacturers have agreed to do it as a sort of move to like, do that, make you buy a fucking camcorder. And you can't adjust the film time. Oh my god. So
we're doing this for the Viking?
Shotgun for the Viking.
Rest in peace, buddy. That sucks.
Oh my god, is this gonna kill me? Do we do Mark Set Go or do we do it?
Yeah, it's okay.
Oh my god. Oh, that was tasty.
It's all foam.
I think I left some in there.
Woo!
Wow.
Thanks, Jake.
That was great.
That was great.
That was refreshing.
That was refreshing. Shit. I haven't shotgunned a fucking PBR since.
So we're at the top of the mountain.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, we gotta drop in. I'm gonna go down. So and it says north face, and I had the video camera, and I was gonna go down to this little peak. So I was gonna ski the face, go to this peak, northward like half a mile, and there's a little nub of a perfect mountain that I was gonna like ski to and film backwards, right? So I'm like, we had no radios. We've been using radios previously in the year, and they're fucking super handy.
Yeah.
Be like,
Nice.
remember little talkabouts when they first came out? We're like, fuck you, you know. So I drop it and it's steep. It's kind of like the same feeling of, you know, like the top of the knuckles. You know, you look off the top of, you're at Mighty Might, you look into the fucking knuckles, like, that's fucking steep.
Fuck am I
Not
going
that
here?
steep though, not quite that steep, but steep enough where you're like, this is fucking steep.
It gets your attention.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, I don't know where I'm even going. And I made like 3 turns in. I'm like, that's getting steeper. There's one of those like, just perfect. And all I can see is like 50 feet and then the valley bottom, one of those. And I'm like, I'm sensing I need to go left. And I juke left. And as I'm going left, it's pitching steeper. Now it's like, you know, hand touching, elbow touching, like, yeah, here we, you know, steep. And I got over the cliff and I could see, you know, you kind of got to work in there to see the run. Like, oh, there it is. And I got way over left and it was like a nice chute that kind of went through. I ski it, and as I'm coming out the bottom, it's all shaded as pow, it was great. And big, long, like fucking great run. But I'm coming out the bottom, I kind of juke and trying to, you know, be avalanche wary. You know, I did a little side ski cut off top, but then down the bottom, this huge slab just like breaks loose from the whole like lower flank. It goes running, and I'm down here thinking, this another one goes over there. I'm like, holy shit, like, and no one can see me at all. I'm like, and I'm in the safe zone. I'm like, holy shit, like, I gotta get out, you know, motor out the bottom and get through it all, and like, you know, I was like, you know, that's all I'm saying. Like, holy shit.
That's all you say.
And like, down, I go way out, and so it's all north shaded, right? There's no sun on it, and I get out back into the sun, and I'm like way back in this little knob, and I turn back and look, and I'm like, oh no, like I could see the slabs where they broke loose in the snow type, and I could see the rest of the whole slope was the same snow type. It was like a shellacked kind of windskin, like drum, you know, like a ice cream cone with a chocolate on it. It was exactly like that, like, and I could literally see slabs, and I I'm like, oh, like danger, but I can't tell anything. I'm literally like, oh, okay, pure death. And the whole mountain, as it turns out, looking back at it, I'd come in and juked over through a little chute goes this way. Good thing, because it was a huge face, then 500-foot cliffs, and then huge face. Like, it's like 2,000-foot face of gnar. And I'm like, that's pure gnar, pure avalanche death.
So if you had gone that way, you'd have been fucked.
I would have been fucked.
The avalanche would have taken you right off the cliff.
As you'll soon find out. As I go down and I come back and I'm sitting there and I'm like, oh man, okay. Here we go, filming all my friends die. And like, so I'm filming. Aaron's coming down and he zippers right off the top. I could see my tracks going over. He literally just skied the hanging slide. Fucking so brave. I can't even believe they were doing it. I look down, I'm like, dude, I'm not going this way, I'm going this way. Which might lead, anyway, I'm not making any speculation, the decision process, but how we got there in the first place, you could speculate. But anyway, Aaron fucking zippers it perfectly. But he's then in the 500-foot cliffs. And it was one of those where it was like, it wasn't rock cliffs, it was shellacked rime ice.
Yeah.
So there was no, it wasn't immediately evident that it was cliffs.
It was just 500 feet.
It was just 500 feet of vertical gnar rime. And Aaron is stuck. He's skiing and he's stuck. And I'm filming now long enough.
So, he stops? Like
he stopped.
Yeah.
He's in the fucking cliff. And I'm like zoomed in on him, zoomed out. But the shade, I'm filming in the shade, but the sun is coming right over the peak of the mountain. So it's fucking with my film.
Yeah.
It's a bad shot. Like, that's why I'm trying to stay zoomed in on him, because it's ignoring the sun.
Yeah,
and I can see him in the shade. And he's just like, and I'm watching him. I'm like, oh, there's Aaron. He's stuck. And I could see it was gnar. I'm like, I don't know. That was the excitement. I was like, how's Aaron going to get out of this? And he's like working this way, working that, and like he's like sidestepping up. And, like, it's a shit show now.
He's trying to get up and get back over.
He's trying to get somewhere. He's like survival mode. And I'm zoomed in tight on him. He's this big in the fucking, and I'm watching him. Boom, I hear a little, a scream. I was like, what the fuck was that? And the camera, unfortunately, as I zoom back, it fucking, the sun fucked it up. And then it wouldn't refocus.
Yeah.
It fucking, it was all blurry. Because in the meanwhile, Aaron's stuck. Abe and the girlfriend are at the top. And, it was Ryan Morrill. That was the fifth person. And, she's crying, wanting to go. I need to go. I want to drop in. I'm tired of waiting. Like, totally pulling like a, whatever maneuver. And so he's like, fine, go. Like, and Aaron hadn't popped out the bottom yet, right? So he's gone. And for 10 minutes, he's like, they can't see him. She's panicking. Whatever's happening, they send her. She skis right next to his tracks.
Oh, God.
Boom, the whole top face slabs off. And like, because at this point, I'd zoom back, and I put the camera away because I can't see. And I'm like, oh my God. So the whole face goes. No, I didn't put the camera away yet, because I was able to zoom in on Aaron. No, it was real. I'm trying to remember what the fucking footage was. I haven't even seen that in fucking ages. I could see Aaron sidestepping up out of the... He could see it coming, because the slide was like flying off the cliffs, but widening as it's coming towards him. There was like this 3 seconds of like... He's like, oh shit! He scoot, and it widened, and just sucked him straight off like, poof!
He gets caught.
Oh yeah, totally. Just enveloped and gone off the 500-foot cliffs. So she rode off the top straight off. He then was sucked into it, and I'm like, oh shit. So then I throw the camera in the back, and like I just had it. I was in a good spot because I was kind of above them now. The whole thing slides down, and I'm like already traversing over, like thinking I'm like trying to get my beacon out as I'm gonna go save him or whatever. And right as I get to the debris pile on the side of it, Aaron literally, and it's, it's packed 10 foot tall. It's like a whole full pile of snow. He just like, he's on the edge, and he just like, she stood up, poof, all covered in, like,
how did he
like
get
waist deep.
Fucking buried?
I don't know. He was just like in it, but he just stood up. I remember there's nothing there as I was coming up to it, and he was all just covered in snow. Looked like he'd aged 100 years, And I was like, are you all right? He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. And so now I'm looking for Joni. I don't know where she is. And I'm like doing the hasty search. I think I had my beacon out. I don't remember like the actual beacon part. I must have had it out. I think I was doing a hasty. I think I was looking for anything. Because I found him so easy. I was like, I don't even remember. I go down the face, and basically it was one of these slabs at like the debris pile, but it pushed, and it was starting to do that freight train sort of thing where it pushes out the valley, because it was kind of warmish time of year. And I get down, and there she is, sitting on the front of the pile of snow with her feet literally like in the fresh powder, like in front of the debris pile, right? So it was like as big as, it was like a pile up like as wide as a shed, but like a fucking freight train. And she was right at the very front of it, just sitting there, like looking at me, like sitting on the cow catcher, right? And she's like, I'm like, are you all right? She's like, yeah. I'm I'm like, okay, like, great.
Let's go.
Let's go. We gotta get out of here. You know, but her skis, she lost her skis. How did it work? She lost her skis. No, she lost one and Aaron lost one. So they gave the skis to her, and then Aaron had to walk out.
Oh God, but that sucked.
Anyway, it's a shit show.
Jesus, like fucking goosebumps. That's some of my worst fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
Buried in an avalanche has to be my worst nightmare.
Well, you just be mad at yourself. That's the thing that comes down to it. Like, it's all your decisions that lead you anywhere.
Yeah.
Anywhere that you could ever be doing. You're talking about the rioters. Like, you don't want to fucking be by police. Don't go to the fucking town square.
If you don't want to die in an avalanche, don't go ski at the mountain.
Yes, exactly. Same thing.
Well,
And that's where I'm at with it. That's the problem. Is like, it's so easy. It's so ingrained for me to do it. I know to get up the mountains. I love the powder. Then now I'm kind of in this numbering of like, I'm going to be so fucking pissed if I can't even get another run, another drop in the bucket for all the runs I've done.
And that's what fucking ends your life.
And that's what gets you in the end. I'm like, I gotta be fucking, because it'll be some random little thing. You know, it'll be the one that surprises you.
Yeah.
That's how you fucking get, because you got surprised.
Mm-hmm.
But your decision still led you there. So, I'm just, one that reminds me of like, so that's the point, the Viking, he survived so many fucking crazy runs. And he was always kind of old school. So talking about, you know, progressives and conservatives in politics, within the skiing world, the people are more, I don't know what to say, how you describe how it's maybe a loose parallel, but people's approach to avalanche danger. Viking had he would ski all sorts of gnarly shit in gnarly conditions. You know, a lot of people go and they like don't even leave the parking lot, sort of thing. So he survived a lot, but
in the end, it was
like fishing, like something, you know, it was